You're watching Good Boy. You're watching Good Boy. Fighting just to save our lives. Got you laughing every night.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
No, it's
I'm in the ocean.
Still in the ocean.
I'm looking for a big enough landmass to build a portal on, but this is kind of ridiculous.
What are you doing out there anyway?
Well, one of the things we don't have around us, like a desert or anything, so we're very limited on sand.
Mm-hmm.
And I have traveled for like thousands of blocks around, so like probably 1,000 blocks out, and pretty much around in a circle, and there isn't one around. So I was gonna go try to make us relatively easy access to something by going through the nether. But so far, it has got me nothing but lost.
Right before we start recording, you mentioned Seinfeld, and I wanted to ask, what did you check out this new Netflix?
I did.
I didn't like it. So
okay. Well,
you're saying
I liked
S,
it.
so I'm feeling you.
Yeah. I liked it only because it was Jerry Seinfeld, but it was a lot. I'd say like 50 to 60% of the material was stuff that I've heard before.
Right.
So, well, it didn't really do it for me. But I mean, anytime Jerry gets on stage, it's a good time.
Was it just stand up or was it like a series?
Just stand up.
It was stand up.
You ever seen him live?
I've never seen him live. I really, really want to though.
So I went to one of his shows, and it was like it had like 2 showings on the day, and so I looked like a dumbass. Thought maybe there'd be different material between the shows.
So you went to both showings?
I went to both shows.
And you saw the exact same thing.
It was pretty
you
much
laugh?
exactly the same.
Did you laugh the same way?
I mean, I don't think so. I feel like I'd been spoiled, you know.
It was funnier the second time.
That'd have been great if you were like in the front row and he was like,
doing here?
Do you guys have a jungle nearby by any chance, or a swamp nearby?
I don't think so.
I think I've come across swamps, but I couldn't tell you.
If you come
direction?
across jungles or if you come across vines in your many travels, could you grab a couple for me?
I will. Yeah, I will see. I just
Do you
came to a
have some
village. A village. I have some iron.
A
I
village?
came to a village.
The Villaggio? Oh, that's
It's-
a perfect name for that village.
It's like the Villaggio. Oh, there are more books here. Books are good.
Like, I thought Chappelle's Netflix series, on the other hand, was really good.
Yes, I agree. That was very, very good. I like that a lot. You could tell the material was dated though.
Really? I guess I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he had done that. He was talking about stuff that had happened quite a long time ago. So I think it was a little bit dated, but other than that, it was good stuff. It was funny. Like I laughed a lot.
I watched that whenever I got stuck in San Francisco. Whenever we went on that trip for Microsoft, I got stuck in the hotel for an extra day.
Yeah.
Just sat in the hotel and watched that. Real sad.
What the heck is going on here?
I went to a local comedy show when I was back in Michigan a couple weekends ago. Like one of those free comedies that's really hit or miss. And
Yeah.
they had a couple guys. One guy was really pretty terrible, but whatever. It's free comedy. There was only like 10 or 15 of us in the audience. Even like it was insult to injury for somebody who traveled, to be a comic. He traveled from Chicago, so I felt bad for the guy. But the last guy I thought was pretty good. But my sister was there and got offended
Just kind of offended.
at
No.
something like stupid. And my sister's one of those extremely opinionated people, and to the point where we were drinking a lot that night too. And the point where like she was interrupting the show to try to tell me, like, we were sitting like the front table that was there because there was only 10 or 15 people there. And she was like, Jeff, can you believe he's saying this? Like, he doesn't even understand why I'm upset right now. Like,
Oh my god.
like,
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Yeah, watching comedy shows with people like that is not the most fun.
it was a little bit embarrassing for sure because he clearly heard us, and I was laughing. I thought the guy was hilarious. Like it was something like really stupid about the state police force in Michigan. Like he was a state cop. And my dad was also a state cop, and he said something that really offended her about state policemen, which it was just like, Brooke, this is a comedy act. Like, like let it go. He's just having fun with everything. Well, he doesn't understand like what Dad had to go through, and I was like, well, Dad, how do you know what he had to go through? Like, we were like 5. Yeah, it was a little bit embarrassing.
Did she talk to him after the show?
No, she wouldn't talk to him after the show. But I think like she was also drunk to the point, like, and I'm not saying she was like falling all over herself. We were just drinking a lot, and she's, like I said, opinionated anyway. In general, I love my sister, but she's an opinionated person, and I don't think thought she was being loud. So I think like in her mind, she was all slyly like telling me all this stuff and wondering why not only the guy, but also my friend that was there with us was like, dude, like what's going on with your sister right now?
Oh man.
Yeah, it was, I'll say I've been to a lot of comedy shows, seen the people there that are heckling, and I always get really mad at because if the comedian can strike back at them and it all turns into a good laugh, like it's okay, but that doesn't always happen. But I've never been like with the party who was that person.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating. How did you know he could hear you? Was he like keeping an eye on her after every joke he told?
Literally 4 feet from us. It was one of those. It's like it was a bar that had free comedy. And it was really strange. So it was the night of the University of Michigan State University college football game, and it was a night game. So it started at 7:30. We actually had gone to the bar to watch the football game, and in Michigan, that's like that. Those games are a big deal. Obviously, nobody else really cares that Michigan State, who cares about that? But in Michigan, that game's a big deal. And we went to watch the game, and they started the comedy show, and this was the plan for the bar, apparently, at halftime. So we watched half the game, and then all of a sudden there's this like, okay, everybody, we're going to turn the TVs down so the comedy show can get started. It's like,
wait, and then they didn't go back to the game?
They kept the game on. They didn't turn it off, but they turned the volume off to it. So you no longer could listen to the game. It was just on and there. It was very strange, but we were like, hell, there's only like 15 of us in this entire bar. Let's check out this comedy, see how it is. We're not going to go anywhere else right now either, because it was a bar that's down the street from my parents' house, which there's not much in my parents' little town. So holy shit, I just made another portal to come back to see where we're at. It coincidentally created itself in another nether fortress.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. But so the comedy itself is already in a very bad time frame, in a very bad place, and we were sitting at one of the 4 tables that was in this room, and then there was a couple booths on the side, but most of them were empty. I think one of them had 2 workers were sitting at it, so people who worked at the bar, not anybody that was actually a patron. And we were sitting at this table that was like a 6-seater or an 8-seater, and there was only 4 of us, so they actually put other people at our table with us, even though there was a whole empty table behind us.
That's kind of weird.
It was really strange. The people that were there were really funny, but we could tell because he was literally, there was no stage. It was just a flat ground. He's on the same level ground, and he would walk up to our table with the microphone and stand at the edge of it and like talk directly to me for a minute. Oh, what do you do, sir? Blah, blah, blah. And then like take 4 steps backwards and be on his stage that he was performing on. So I'm pretty convinced he heard us.
She didn't realize? Like, how could she not realize?
She was drunk. She either didn't realize or didn't care. I guess I'm going under the hope that she just didn't realize. Because, like I said, she's opinionated, but really, she can't be that, right? That would just be...
You are not in the nether, are you? Are you in the nether again?
I am in the nether.
Oh, okay. I can sleep.
I actually think I might be back at that same fortress, just a different part of it.
Trying to get to the bed.
Weird.
Oh no, now I can't sprint. This is the slowest trip back to the bed ever.
Do you need food?
No, I'm good. I got a bunch of food. I just don't want to take the time to eat it. And I'm in.
Dude, can you go into our portal when you get a chance and tell me what the chords of it are?
Yeah.
Like where in the nether? Because I want to see if I can dig my way back from here. Because I did find some relatively decent land here. Oh, I guess I should see if this portal actually takes me back to that place though.
Okay. We are at 235 negative 412, and the Y is
235 negative
113. So, Beef, how was your travel back from the marathon?
It was good. No complaints. It was smooth sailing, no delays, no nothing. Every time I go on one of these things and there's a connecting flight, I'd say the odds are about, in my experience, about 50% that one of the flights gets delayed and I miss my connecting flight. It gets
Really?
delayed, or yeah, it's happened so many times and it's so frustrating.
Huh.
But nothing
Oh.
happened this time.
How long of delays do you normally have?
It isn't too long. So what happens is, because I guess the people setting these things up, they don't want me to they don't want the layover to be too long. So it's usually like an hour. But if the flight's delayed by half an hour, 45 minutes, it's already really cutting it close, because I got to land, I got to find the place. And in some cases, like Chicago, that airport is enormous. So it's kind of difficult to traverse.
And
But
then you have to go into an international terminal, right?
no. Usually they make it so that the terminal is it's the same terminal, actually, the connecting flight. I don't know how they do that, because that's what I always thought, like I'd have to go to international, but it's never worked out that way.
I think you just got lucky, because I would
Maybe.
think you'd have to go to international.
Yeah, it could be.
I hate half an hour layovers, and it's only not because I hate the layover itself, because I love a shortest layover as possible that I make my flight in, but I'm just so nervous the whole time that I'm never going to make it.
I always try to go for the shortest layover.
Yeah, when I look at things like a half an hour, I'm like, no, I'll take the hour. Just
Yeah,
to-
I know. Half an
make
hour
sure.
is just way too close.
I guess it depends on the airport too. Like, I really love Detroit. It's my favorite airport for
Really?
connecting flights.
Is it your favorite city too?
No, I've never actually been outside the airport.
I've been to
You're missing-
Detroit.
You're missing out, man.
The city, and ew.
Dude, you should love it. It's Hockey Town, man.
It is Hockey Town, but ew.
Dude.
It's it can get a little I don't know. It's not the most, maybe it's just the area. I went to school in Windsor for my first year of University of Windsor, and that's right across the
So
bridge.
you went to mini Detroit.
Mini Detroit, yeah. And so I spent a little bit of time in Detroit, and it was not a nice place. I hate to say. Like, I feel bad saying it, because I'm sure there's plenty of people that live in Detroit, and it's
Well,
perfectly
Jeff's
fine
from
for them.
Detroit, right?
Well, I'm from Flint, but I spent a lot of time in Detroit for sure.
He likes
Yeah,
that
it
that
was-
football team, the Cats.
He
or
likes
The
whatever they are.
Lions, man. Detroit Lions.
It's
I like how,
very
with
nice.
all the pizzazz I was with at the marathon, you were still like, that team? Like, whoever they are?
That was the joke. I said the Cats or whatever they are. I know it's the
Oh,
Lions.
I thought you said, I got you.
No, I've known you long enough to, in all of your lion flair.
Gotta make it exciting, man.
You're like
Gotta-
me at medieval times, basically.
Yeah, but yours is a much stranger, like.
I
thing to
disagree.
be
I think
so
they're
passionate about.
very
I want
similar,
you-
actually.
Next year at the marathon, I want you to wear like a medieval times shirt and like scarf and hat, and just be like the medieval times guy.
That would be weird. It's not like they're on TV and the medieval times game is on.
Oh, why don't you incorporate that in the marathon? Get some horses. We'll do some jousting, like some real jousting.
You know, I contacted them many years ago after one of our parties and asked about renting out in medieval times and to see like what would be involved in like us being part of the show and stuff. And that is a possibility. I really wanted to make it happen, but then they never went back to a spot where medieval times was at, so I never could make it happen. But I really wanted one of the Mindcrack parties to be at medieval times.
What is it about the medieval times that you you like so much, because I thought it was an interesting experience, but I'm like, now that I've done it, I'm like, that's pretty much due, because after a while I was getting a little bored in there anyway.
You
Because
got
the
bored? At what point?
the storyline was so ridiculous. Like the stuff they did at the beginning, which was like them legitimately trying to, joust these little rings on the wall. I thought that was kind of cool, but it really was meaningless because there's just a storyline that they were completely based off of, and then they started fighting for the fair maiden, and I was like, okay, this is
Okay, this is where they lose me.
yeah, this is where I'm gone. Give me some more of that beer that guy just went around. Well, you got like 2 refills while I was still waiting to get him to give me the first one.
Well, I got my drinks ahead
You're
of
an
time.
elite member at Medieval.
No, I bought all our tickets, so it wasn't like we were in different seating or whatever. No, but like, remember my giant glass that I got? Like, it's like tailgating. You gotta get what's it called? Pre-game. Yeah, pregame. You got a pregame.
But I was pre-gaming with you too. I was out in the.
Oh yeah, but you drink beer. It takes way more to pregame.
Yeah, but it takes way more to pregame when they're not giving me more beer.
Well, that was a bit weird. I've never had that happen before, where it was hard to get the server to get, because I mean that's how they make their money, right?
That's where I'll rate a restaurant. If you won't refill my beer, low rating.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. I'll give you that. But I mean, the show though. I don't know what you don't like about the show. You know what it is? You didn't embrace it. You got to embrace it. You got to get the little flag out. And you got to wave it.
What do you mean I didn't? I wish we had video of that show. I, for the longest time, was the only one at our table who was like jumping up and going, "Yeah, good night!" Like the whole time.
I didn't know that. I just assumed you didn't embrace it because most people don't.
I was trying to embrace it, and I was just like, "Okay, I'm sick of yelling for this Yellow Knight guy."
Well, I don't know.
He didn't make a connection with me. Like, we didn't have the thing.
Yeah, maybe yeah, that happens. It's like first date.
Yeah, he didn't buy me flowers, no chocolates.
That's one thing they don't do, and it bothers me. Is they always
buy you flowers and chocolates.
Well, they basically do that, right? They give a girl in the crowd,
Guude wants
flowers.
to be the girl in the crowd that gets the flowers and chocolate.
Well, I mean, honestly, Beef, who doesn't want to be that girl?
Right. I want to get the flowers. I mean, I would take the flowers. If they offered me the flowers, I wouldn't turn them down. I wouldn't be like, no, I'm not taking your flower.
So I'm gonna tell you guys something that's gonna blow your minds.
You were a former Knight Rider in Medieval Knights.
Medieval Knights? Is that a new place?
That's what they call it in Canada.
Medieval Times. Yeah.
I've
former timekeeper at Medieval Knights.
I've never been.
There's one in Canada. That's the only one I've never been to.
There's one.
Really? You've been to all of them except the one in Canada?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I really want to go. I hear good things. I hear it's a fun time, but I don't know. I never had the opportunity.
It's a medieval time.
So what were you going to tell us?
That's what I was gonna tell you. I thought you guys were gonna be surprised.
Oh, that you've never been?
Yeah.
There's only.
I've only been to one, and it was with Guude.
There's very few locations. Like they're not like, it's not like they're like everywhere, like Applebee's or something.
One Medieval Times on every corner. Stop in for happy hour. Catch a pony show.
I feel like there should be more, honestly, but there's just
because
not.
it's that good.
It is.
I
It's
mean,
the best
was
dinner
not-
and show thing. I've done all of them that I know of.
And it was not expensive for like the dinner show entrance. I will admit that. It was like $50?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is not expensive for dinner and a show by any stretch of the imagination.
And it's not bad food. I mean, it's not like a 5-star meal or anything, but it's, it's tasty chicken.
That's all a man asks for, really, is
Yeah.
tasty chicken.
So I think that chicken came from a pond, though.
No, it was not duck.
It could have been duck. God,
You should
oh
go,
my
babe.
God.
I think it's near you, even. The one in Canada. It's in Vancouver. Oh, wait, no, you're not near Vancouver.
That's nowhere near me.
No, wait, it's in Ontario. It's Ontario.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I wish there was one a
think
little bit
there is.
closer to me. I feel like that
I
would
do
be
think there is one.
the perfect date location.
Oh, I laughed. You were serious.
Oh, it would be great. First date,
Really?
just
Medieval
blown out of
times.
the water. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it might be a decent date location, but I can also imagine girls being like, "This is like the cheapest like high school type of date location."
Think so.
I can definitely picture that.
I don't
sure.
know a lot about dating, so maybe you're right.
I mean, I'll tell you, I've had my fair share of, taking women to places that weren't really good dates. I'll tell you, what one place is like a really terrible first date? It's so much fun, but it's such a terrible first date. Is like Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's just a restaurant, though. You just basically said taking someone to a
you're
restaurant.
basically-
Is that like an
that's all you-
experience for you? Buffalo Wild Wings.
But
experience.
it's a terrible thing. Well, it's not if you're taking a girl who likes sports. It's a place to go watch like a lot of sports, and you drink beers and have a good time. It used to be like a good hangout spot for a lot of people, including women. But I've learned that if you take women there, even if they love Buffalo Wild Wings, when they watch me eat those types of wings, like no, man, they're kind of like, well, that was fun. Thanks, I a lot.
So what's the
Let's see
biggest
anymore.
chance you ever took on a first date?
The biggest chance I ever
taking
took on
taking a
first date.
chance, like taking someone somewhere, but being a little bit unsure. Because for me personally, I actually went to it was the very first date. I'd never been with this person face to face. We just talked. We just texted. Really, we hadn't even talked. And I took her to a baseball game, and that is 4 hours.
God,
with a
and baseball
person that
games
you
are
have-
boring as shit, too.
Yes, but I took the chance. I mean, she was nice enough, so it actually wasn't too bad. We didn't really see each other too much after that, but
So it wasn't too good either. It didn't turn out. You guys weren't enemies that wanted to leave early.
exactly. But yeah, like, have you ever done? Because looking back at it, I can see that might have been a huge mistake.
Yeah, I could see that.
It was like the third. Julia, my wife, and I had gone on like 3 dates and hung out a little bit, and I invited her to a wedding in Michigan.
Oh,
for the
God.
weekend.
Wow, how many
That's
days
crazy.
was that in?
After like 3, we'd only been dating a very, very, very short period of time, and like I don't know, like, physically like gone out with each other about 3 times. When I invited her, and then it was that next weekend. So then I think we went out like once in between then, and then went on that. That was definitely a chance.
Yeah,
because
that's definitely a chance.
we drove. So we
Oh,
drove
God.
from DC to, and it was in northern Michigan. So it was about a 16-hour drive, and we drove, went to this wedding, and then we drove down the coast and went to my parents' lake house that's over there for a couple extra days, and then drove all the way back.
Wow, so it was like a full-on vacation.
Yeah, and we're now married.
Yeah.
So that
So it
one
worked out.
That one worked out. Yeah. I more of have those experiences on dates that I didn't see at the time, because I used to be this guy who I always assume no matter how well a date is going that something's like not going well. I'm like, she's not into this. Like, no matter how much she's like, Jeff, I'm really into this. I'll be like, I don't know if she's really into this. And
Is this what it's
I
like in
definitely
bed?
maybe. But I'll look back on a date like a couple days later, my buddies will be like, "Hey man, how did that date go?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't think she was like really into this." And I'll start explaining like things that happened to them, and they'll be like, "Jeff, she basically was saying, take me home and F me tonight," and you were like, "Good night, see you later. Here's a handshake." She thinks you're not interested because of the way you said goodbye, because you didn't think she was interested, and she really wanted it.
I've
That
had
happens
that
a lot.
experience before, where a girl will think I'm not interested. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there thinking I'm being like too obvious that I'm interested. And they're like, "Oh, this guy's obviously not interested." And then they'll tell me afterwards, like, "Oh, I didn't really think you were interested in me." And meanwhile, I was like jumping for joy inside.
Yep. Yep. It is. It's definitely the worst when you find that out when it's too late after the fact, because you run into that person again because you randomly see them somewhere and you're like, "Oh, yeah, like, let's talk for a while," and then it comes up like, "Oh, I didn't think you were ever interested in me, so that's why we didn't talk anymore." And you're like, "What?"
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Guude. It's
I'm battling.
exciting, isn't it?
I'm battling. What's that?
It's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And it's funny because I always wanted to be the nice guy, and that's why I never like. Because girls don't really want the nice guy. I'm not saying that they want the asshole either, because that's like a big joke. Like girls just want assholes. Be that. No, but you just gotta be forward. Like that's the thing is you have to be forward enough. You can't just be the nice guy, and try to let them make the moves so you don't make them feel uncomfortable type of deal.
Yeah, you got to let them know that you like them.
Right. Yeah, I'm not saying to make them feel uncomfortable. I'm just saying
You gotta make them
just
uncomfortable.
make them feel uncomfortable. That's how you get the ladies. Then they're too scared to leave, and then that's the battle's over. You've won.
Just go on the first date wearing my bear suit.
That you know what? That would be very entertaining for sure.
You have a bear suit?
I have a bear suit. I bought it.
You know that's the name for big gay guys who are hairy.
It is that too, which I fit in that category. Well, I'm not. Well, anyways,
So good. Learning new things about you every day.
This is a beautiful hole you have, Beef.
Well, that also goes along with that comment.
This all is so very connected.
You've done real well for yourself.
Thanks. I'm just trying to make it look like a little bit of a cave.
Yeah. It wasn't in its final form, in its defense, at least. Like we weren't done with it, but I'm glad you've.
Just laughing because of all the innuendo that's happening right now.
It's so good. It's just so good.
But no, yeah, I bought a bear suit for streams. I kept trying to get Justin to go to Build-A-Bear with me, and I streamed with him a lot. And then we played Full Craft, and I was a polar bear as my persona.
Mm-hmm.
And so it became like this thing, and then so I did this sellout stream, and everyone wanted me to buy that. I told them they could pick something that I had to buy on Amazon with part of the funds from the sellout stream, and they picked a bear suit, and so I bought a bear suit. In fact, during the marathon, I said if I won Sliced, I would do a stream where I wore the bear suit the entire time. I just did that last night.
Nice. Good for you.
3
How
hours.
long was the whole time?
3 hours. It was so hot. And so normally when I put the bear suit on, because like I have like a little donation goal. If I hit the little goal in the stream, I'll do.
I like how this bear suit has a normally when I put this thing on.
Yeah, normally I only wear it for an hour. That's normally my bear suit limit. Because it's hot. It's real hot. And I'll leave my clothes on normally.
Everybody's got to have a bear suit. I understand.
So yeah, I normally leave my clothes on when I put it on, because I don't know, it's just because it's kind of itchy and stuff. But last night, since I was doing 3 hours, I just probably take my clothes off before I got in the bear suit, because I didn't want to be real hot the whole time. And so since I did that, like normally when I zip it up in the back, I don't zip it all the way because I got a shirt on underneath, whatever. But this time, since I was 3 hours and shirtless, I zipped it up all the way, which was pretty hard to do. And then after the stream was over, it took me like 40 minutes to get out of the bear suit because I couldn't get the zipper to come down. And I was so hot and sweating and like just trying. It was like one of those moments where I was like, what do? I do I just go to the emergency room and be like, I need help out of this bear suit? It was an emergency, man. So yeah.
What? No. Would you have gone to the emergency room driving yourself before you would have called 911 to see if they could come get you out of the bear suit?
Well, yeah, because they would charge if they came out, don't they?
We're in America. You'd get charged for going to the emergency room.
Well,
Canada.
I guess I could just go to like a convenience store. That's convenient, right? And just be like, hey,
Excuse
can
me,
you
sir.
please unzip me?
By the way, I'm naked underneath. Don't worry.
Oh, you'd help a man out of a bear suit if he showed up and you worked at the convenience store, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I take pictures and tell all my friends.
What Y did you say our port was at? Oh my god.
What'd you say?
What Y? How high was it?
Oh, our
I
portal in the
finally
nether?
traversed. Yeah, I finally traversed my way.
It
all
was
the way back.
131.
131.
Yeah, I think.
I'm at the ceiling at 121.
Yeah,
wait,
your
does-
ceiling's wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was 113. I'm going back to look. But yeah, we're also out of time. So
Oh,
the bear suit
Again.
story ends it. Yeah, 113. Sorry. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed. Are you gonna? What's your plans, Beef? Put you on the spot. You gonna play with us some more sometime?
Well, if people enjoy this, then yeah, I will play with you guys some more.
I don't know what
This is a nice, relaxed time.
What isn't there to enjoy about hearing about a man in a bear suit going to his apartment at a convenience store?
Now I kind of want to just do it and see what they would say. Just show up at a convenience store in a bear
Show
suit.
up at a convenience store in a bear suit. Listen, guys, I need some help.
I made it! I made it! Hold on, I want to say, just in case we don't see him anymore, I can see Beef in person. Quote
Oh yeah, like I haven't even seen you.
Oh, I made it!
Nice, welcome back.
Oh,
It was
man.
great playing with you, Beef.
It was a good time.
I was across the world.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. See ya.